A couple seconds. All right, so we're recording. We got Josh and Austin in the meeting today. And what part of Pennsylvania are you guys from?
Yeah, we're in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
So,
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
if you don't know where that is, it's like an hour and 10 minutes outside Philly, right in the heart of Amish country. So,
so they're in Amish country and Pennsylvania. And Matt and I got connected to these guys
through TikTok. I'm just kidding, but
okay, I was like, yeah.
But Austin,
was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, Austin told me to get on TikTok, and they've got a good little thing going. And guys, we're excited. They're here to join. Talk a little bit about what they have going, and you guys can ask questions. But we got connected. We've done a few podcasts. We've had a couple meetings, and it's hard to really know someone just on a few meetings, but seem to be great guys. And we're excited to continue to grow a relationship with them and grow together. But they're in a totally different market, but doing similar things to a lot of people here. And they can provide a lot of value on what they're doing and what's working. So, guys, it's pretty easy going. Like a lot of people on our team are just hard workers, entrepreneurs. They might jump in with some questions, but we try to keep it pretty open. So if you guys want to just kind of take the floor and maybe just kind of share, a little bit about who you are, what you got going on, and provide the value, and we'll ask questions. But really do, once again, appreciate your time and you guys being here. So I'll let you guys take it over if that's cool.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks so much for having us. I guess I can just start with an intro. I think Josh will probably be more of like the tactical person in this conversation. I'm not sure if all of you guys are in Austin or around the country or not, but Josh and I got connected actually at church, and we're both kind of interested in real estate. So we decided to start a business together. Josh's background and my background are both specifically in marketing, and Josh has some really cool stuff that he's doing with an agency called Conklin Media, where he helps websites rank higher on Google. They do Google paid advertising. So we kind of found a niche in our market because it was small enough that we felt like we could kind of break into the market as far as finding motivated sellers online. So we got connected, we started the business, and I think within probably 9 months, we're already number one in our area on Google for a lot of search terms. I have done really nothing to make that happen. Josh is the practical person who has, and I'm excited. Thanks for having us on to kind of talk a little bit about how you guys could utilize social media, Google paid advertising, and if you have a website, some tactical ways that you could start ranking higher on Google in your market to get motivated sellers and find off-market properties. So hopefully that was a decent intro. I don't know how the conversation goes. If people have questions, if you chat, we're more than willing to answer questions. So Josh, was that good, you think?
Yeah, it was great.
What we'll do is if you guys have questions, go ahead and post them in the chat, and then at the end we can kind of, if y'all want to address them as y'all go along, that's great, and or if you just want to address them all at the end, that's good too.
And or go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Matt and I are this on. As Austin gave the introduction, I'm Josh Eberly. I do have a digital marketing company. We work with medium to large companies, corporations across the U.S., really a growth-focused agency. And Austin and I's journey is kind of unique because, we were doing real estate investments outside of our marketing, day jobs or our gigs or whatever you want to call them. And then I think we kind of got smart after some time and figured like, oh, let's combine real estate with marketing because we're good at both, and let's make a company. So that's kind of how we came to be. As Austin mentioned, our official company name is Glansair Properties. Matt and Alex sell us on TikTok, which is a huge part of what Austin does in the social media realm. And today I really want to just talk about, how we're finding off-market properties through our website, where we see a lot of the trends for acquisition, especially inbound off-market properties going, and how you can kind of position yourself ahead of the curve here. Because I know a lot of the tried and true marketing methods, especially with COVID, happening, those are going to start to go away. And as people progress and as people get older, you have new generations of sellers in the marketplace. They're much more interested in contactless communication. They're much more interested in going online to do everything. So we really want to position you and give you some insights, valuable insights today, things that you can do. Like you said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us in the chat, and I'll be happy to address those as well. So great. So first thing with any real estate business, we're real estate investors. So we don't buy and sell in a normal traditional brokerage kind of a thing. We are looking for off-market properties at 50 to 60%, on the dollar. We're looking to buy cash, or we're looking to buy off market and really get properties that we can make money on in the get-go. Right. So a good saying in real estate is you make money on the purchase and you go from there. So Austin and I have found that for us, and I always call myself like the lazy REI guy. I don't want to be doing outbound marketing all the time, right? I don't want to be having to put out signs. I don't want to have to be, putting out mailers. I don't have to be texting people left and right. I want to be able to sit on my couch or my computer and have motivated sellers come to me. And Austin and I are really determined to do that. We help other people do that in their marketplace. And a big way of doing that is through your website, through either SEO or PPC. And so I'm going to show you guys a couple things here on my screen, just kind of talk generics about your website, and to give you guys some valuable information about how to start as well. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I think this is going to be, here we go. Can everyone see my screen?
I can see it now.
All right.
That's the same for everybody else.
So a big misconception a lot of real estate investors and people make when they get in the marketing world is they don't know where to start. So they get the analysis paralysis of, hey, I need a website, right? And everyone says, you need a website, you need a website. And if you go to a marketing firm or other people, you're going to get quoted, and there's going to be all kinds of costs to a website. Well, here's the hack. There's companies out there that literally build websites just for you as a real estate investor, right? I own a digital marketing company. I still use these people because it just gets you 80% of the way there. So if you're in the market, Austin and I, we use Carrot. Carrot's great. If you guys don't know who they are, you can check them out. Carrot.com. They have a nice little Carrot logo there. And you can have multiple sites with Carrot. So when you partner with Carrot, you're paying a monthly fee, but Carrot gives you a lot of the basics right out the gate. It gives you a nice looking website that gives you the capabilities to do all the things you need to do to start generating leads online. And the nice thing about Carrot is if you guys type in anything like we buy houses in any market, you're probably going to see some variation of Carrot websites out there. So your competitors are using them, other people are using them out there, and the buyers, the people that are coming in or the sellers are coming in, they're used to seeing similar type websites. So when I think about a website, where do I start? I go instantly to Carrot. You're getting yourself 80% of the way there. And then we talk about the 20%. The 20% is how do I make it different? How do I make it engaging for sellers when they come on? And so you guys can check out our site here at 717 Home Buyers. It doesn't look like a lot of the other Carrot websites out there. We have a couple key features on the site that just gives credibility. All of our social profiles here. We have as featured on, and some big publications. We've been featured, different things like that. We have, custom testimonials on the page. You want to make this look like a company that's local, it's reputable, and it's right down the street for the sellers. Because when we deal with motivated sellers, their main concern is that I can't sell my house fast enough, or I can't get the dollar amount that I want. And they really need to trust you in this process, right? So Austin can tell you, and I'm sure other people here who've either bought properties off market or wholesaled, or did anything with real estate, so many deals fall through, not because the numbers don't make sense, but because the seller doesn't trust you in the process and they back out at the last second. And that's the worst thing that can happen. So we want to eliminate as much of that as possible when someone lands on your site. You want them to trust you. And you'll notice, and I'm going to do a little example here of we buy houses in Austin, Texas. I know a lot of people from Austin here, and my sister-in-law actually lives there. And so you'll notice if I go and we buy houses Austin, Texas, there's a couple people here advertising at the top. I'm going to go on their sites really fast. You'll notice Lisa here I don't know if Lisa's on the call. Sorry, Lisa, if you are. You'll notice she has a website here. And on her website, you know, there's just generic photos. There's just a couple things on here. And it doesn't look great. If Lisa went through and really made her website personalized, if she had pictures of Austin, Texas, if she had pictures of her with tenants, I guarantee you her conversion rate would go way up. So, you know, Lisa, I think in this opportunity is missing out on a lot of the factors that help you convert people on your website. Now, Lisa just paid for me to click on that. I'm sorry, Lisa, like I said, if you're on the call, but you know, this isn't really screaming to me that like, hey, this is a reputable company that I want to partner with, right? And so you talk about branding, you talk about positioning in the seller's mind. If you were coming on this website, I would think that this was just some, you know, person that threw up a website really quick, didn't know what they were doing, and you know, probably is not going to get me the best price for my property. So that's a first important step here, is making sure you have credibility on your website. Now you look over here, these guys are in the local area here. So just another different example of, you know, they're targeting my market here. They have a video, they have pictures, they have family members in the pictures. They have all this stuff in here that make this seem like, okay, their local website. You know, maybe it's a one-page website, it's not super fancy, but they're giving you the personalized feel and touch when you go there. Same thing here. You know, if you go on these guys' website, it looks professional. It's really well done. They have that credibility. So that's kind of the first step. It's positioning yourself for success when you have a website. You know, positioning yourself to make sure that when sellers come on there, they're going to convert and they're going to fill out your form. A lot of people make that mistake. You know, they start and they go, oh, I want to do online marketing. I'm going to pay for AdWords, right? I'm going to advertise, or I'm going to do Facebook, or I'm going to do SEO. And they get traffic to their site, but it doesn't convert. So the biggest thing that we always stress for everybody here is make sure that your site, your foundation is strong. You're building it on rock, not sand, and then you move forward. Awesome. So once
can I
fill
something in, Josh, there with the conversion rate? I'm sure some of you probably have a current website that you're generating leads on. One of the things I found that Carrot does very, very well, if you want to scroll up, Josh, to our form that says "Get my fair cash offer." On there, what's really nice is most people don't want to fill out a full form. So what'll happen is, and if you have a website, I think you should do this. This first form here, all they have to put in is their address, and then so if you click that, Josh, let me. And this put in an address.
Awesome. Everyone does this. Do you guys, everyone see how this is auto completing for the user? So based on your local location, this will auto complete for them. So instead of having to type out a full address, which a lot of people make, you know, people type in, if I live on Maple Avenue, oh, that's the first option, it automatically populates.
So all they have to do is fill in this first form where they're putting their address, phone, and email. And then if you click that, we get that information from those people, and then it sends them to a second form to fill out even more information. So I would suggest, if you currently have a website, make sure that your first lead form is very, very simple for them to fill out, and then send them to a second form that they can give you more information. So that way you at least collect that, and it increases your conversion rate. That's been really good for us.
And that's called a multi-step form, right? So a lot of people, when you go to a website, they want you to fill all this information out when you get there originally. And that's just scary to do. You know, the more form fields that you have, the lower conversion rate you're going to get. And a lot of people, for us, I would say only about 60% fill out both of the forms, the 2 steps. But when they fill out that first form, we have enough information from them to get in contact either by phone or email and to make an offer on their property. And that's what's important, you know, getting in contact with the motivated seller. Perfect. So that's kind of the website side. Now I'm going to transition a little bit. You know, we have the website here. I want to talk a little bit more about, like, you know, how do we actually generate leads online? What are some steps that we do? I'm not going to go super deep into each topic. I'm just going to touch base on it real quick, but I'll kind of give you guys an insight into, you know, how do we get ranked organically? How do we do our AdWords accounts and things of that nature? So the first thing that we did when we started out, you know, I'm sure there's some seasoned investors here or people who have websites. But if you don't have a website or you're not ranking high organically, like I mentioned, when I typed in "we buy houses Austin," there's going to be a lot of organic rankings here. If you're not ranking up in this area, you're probably not going to get any traffic to your website or any leads coming in. So the first thing that Austin and I do, and we work with people who are starting out or looking for leads, is we test using Google AdWords, which is what you see up here, a little ad next to the ad. We test keywords using AdWords to get you to the top of the search engine. So we test keywords up here to figure out what's working, what's generating leads, what's a cost-effective way of doing that. And we also get you traffic to your site to get you leads. Now, this is a strategy where we're spending money up front to make money, and we're figuring out what works over time. And then we're taking that knowledge and we're applying it to SEO to get ranked organically down here. But this is a good way to start if you're like, hey, where do I start? Do I spend a lot of money on SEO, or I spend a lot of money on content, or do I spend money on PPC to figure out what really works for me? And so we normally start in the PPC arena. When we have a full AdWords account, I'm gonna just dive deep into it a little quick here. But when you start with AdWords, my number one advice to everybody is you really want to be specific about what you're targeting. And we have about a list, about 800 keywords that we keep track of on our end that we bid for. And we can provide this list, I think, Matt and Adam, to you guys later. You can give out to the whole group. But we have 800 keywords in here that we have data on, for the whole campaign. And what we do is we're constantly going in and looking at what keywords are converting, what keywords are giving us actual sales once the leads come in, and the bid types of those keywords. And so a lot of people make a mistake and they say, well, I have a home investing business and I'm just going to bid on "we buy houses." Okay, so they're just going to bid on "we buy houses." Well, the mistake that is that "we buy houses" is one of the most expensive keywords out there. So I probably cost Lisa, unfortunately here, once again, sorry, Lisa, I probably cost her $15 to $20 just to click on this link right here. And so a lot of people, when they're starting out, they're like, hey, if I spend $15 to $20 on a click and I get 10 clicks and I get, one lead out of that, that just doesn't necessarily make sense for me financially to do. And so what we advocate is going after what we call the long tail keywords, keywords that are more location specific. So combining "we buy houses" plus your location, or keywords that have buyer intent, but are not as thought as much of as a competitive keyword to bid on. So like "sell your house fast," "sell my house without a realtor," things of that nature, where people aren't necessarily looking up just a "we buy" concept, but they're looking to sell their house without fees. Maybe they're looking to sell it very quickly, or they're just also looking to get rid of the property. They have probate, they have other issues, divorce. Those are the type of keywords that we've really seen get the most results. So when you're doing this, when you're setting it up, it's really important to think about what terms are sellers putting into Google that makes sense for you to advertise for. And then also look at the cost of those keywords, as I mentioned earlier. So don't make the mistake a lot of people do. They just bid on "we buy houses." They bid on, generic terms like "sell my house." Those keywords will not convert for you at a rate that's profitable for you, most likely. It's the keywords that are really long tail, that are location specific, is where you want to focus when you start out. Perfect. So that's kind of a little highlight of AdWords there. We spend thousands of dollars each month in our markets to drive leads. For us, it's very profitable. We kind of track sales on our side. So for every $1 that we spend in AdWords, we're making about $8 in the back end. So if you look at it from an advertising cost for us, that's a really good return. In your market, it may be different. It also depends on how you close, but we've kind of seen that continuously across the board for all of our partners. Usually about $1 spent equals $8 in revenue. And it's easy to scale these type of campaigns. Now, the best part about AdWords, in my opinion, is not necessarily just the leads and all the benefits that come with it. It's the knowledge that comes that you can apply to your SEO campaigns. And what we do is we take all the data we get back in these AdWords campaigns and we say, okay, well, we know if we rank for We Buy Houses Austin, Texas, and I rank #1 organically, I can anticipate getting, 10 leads a month. Those leads are free to me because people are clicking here organically. And when I get those leads, those leads on average are worth $20,000, right? So we can associate dollar values to SEO. We're able to say, yes, if we get to this #1 position, we can comfortably say we're going to make, $50,000 a month from being in this #1 position. So it's worth our time and investment to do so. And that's where really Austin and I have been working, with a lot of people, because SEO takes time. It's not an overnight thing. We work with a lot of people to get brand mentions in larger magazines. So, if you go on our glamzare.com, we do HARO, which is help a reporter out. We do link building. We do all kinds of things. We reached out to Matt and Adam. So, here's a Rocket Mortgage link we just recently secured. And I'm providing valuable information to other major websites that they use to quote, and then they're linking to my site. So you can see here the link. There's our link to our website on a Rocket Mortgage link. And what that does to Google, Google says, oh, wow, you have links from these high-end authority sites. You must be very valuable. You must know what you're talking about. And when you get links like this, it catapults your rankings in the local SEO market. A lot of people, and I'm not going to go too deep in this, but a lot of people in the We Buy Homes market or in the investor market, they don't really do SEO. They don't really spend the time to do SEO. They just have their site there for a couple of years. They use the standard content that Carrot gives them, or they just kind of wrote content one time and they let it be. If you're very determined to rank higher than them and you do the right things, you will surpass them eventually. And the value of owning this #1 spot is tremendous to your business. So that's kind of a little bit of SEO, talk on our end. The last thing I wanted to touch base on today before we go to questions is just how do I track calls as well? Because I know that's a big thing. When you do AdWords, you guys see this number up here. They have a call number. So on mobile, I could click on that. Or if I go to Lisa's website here, and I click on call us, if I'm on my cell phone, that would instantaneously call, her number from this website. So what we use is we use a system called CallRail, which I really love. If you're looking for phone call tracking, it's a great way of doing tracking on your website and also recording conversations. So we have a Google Voice number set up in the localized market. It automatically forwards to Austin's phone. Anytime we have people calling in from Google Ads, it's marked inside of our account because, Google Ads, you might spend money on. You say, hey, I haven't gotten these many form fill outs, but Austin could get a lead. And we've had this happen. And someone called them directly from Google, say, hey,
that top one was a prank call yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Austin's had, people call him directly from Google and just be like, hey, I want to sell my house right now. Like, what can you do? And that's valuable because you need to understand, where your leads are coming from when you get phone calls. So we track all of that as well. I can listen to all these calls that are coming in. We have one here.
Yes, hi. I'm calling about the Tucker Street double.
Yep. So that guy was talking about one of our properties. We have them all inside of here. So we can track every single thing that happens through that voice mailbox and also through that phone. And that's just super important because it really gives you a holistic picture of, hey, how's my website activities doing? How does that correlate over to a phone call? And how do those all mix together to really give me a holistic picture of my marketing spend and my marketing activity? So yeah, we track all the phone calls, we track everything on the websites, and we really are working on just an inbound lead generation system for real estate investors, just like you guys in the marketplace.
Hey, Josh, can you talk a little bit about the map pack on Google? And I think that's really important because we've gotten, we've gotten like 5 leads in the past probably month just from the map pack.
Mm-hmm. So is everyone familiar with this little map thing here? I think everyone can see this, right? So this is called your localized map pack. Okay. So when you type things into Google, if you just say, home buyer near me, right? It's going to give you, we come up number one in our market, but it's going to give you relevant businesses that are near you. So then Google does this with a lot of queries now. So it's, this one here, it returns this map pack down here. So Google thinks that people are looking for localized services. And this is a really overlooked part of like what a lot of investors actually just, they don't know how to do this, or they get confused, or it's like, complicated. But all you have to do to get in the map pack here, and you can see there's a bunch of people in here. All you have to do is you have to go over to Google My Business. Okay, and it's free to sign up. And you simply just hit Manage Now. Now, when you hit Manage Now, it's going to give you this screen. I have a bunch in here, but I can add a location. It's going to give you this screen. You type your business name in here, and it should actually come up. So a lot of your businesses will actually already come up because they're already registered. But if they're not, you can create an entire business profile right inside of Google My Business. Now, once you have that created, they're going to send you a little verification code. So I was just working on this one today. They send you a verification code in the mail. And once you verify that you're an actual business, that you got the code, everything like that, you are eligible for the map pack. And the map pack is pretty important because it shows relevant localized searches with the businesses that are close to that query. And a lot of people actually use this to click through. So, like, I can click right here on the website. I can go to their webpage, and people will.
That's a Carrot website.
Yep. So this is another kind of credibility thing here too. If I'm looking for home buyers in Austin, Texas, and these are all ads, and I go down here on the map pack and I say, oh, 22 reviews, all 5-star, 27, 4.6, 0 reviews. Which one do you think I'm going to click on? Right? So you really want to focus on credibility in the marketplace, having your website available, searchable in Google, and then also making sure that you're targeting the right kind of keywords. And the map packs is just a super simple, easy way to kind of start that process.
And before we take questions, I did want to mention something else about Google My Business. If you could go back to that, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that gets overlooked by a lot of businesses. A lot of people say that you need to be on social media. You need to be posting on social media. Well, actually, there is a way that you can post right into Google My Business. And I think this is one of the overlooked ways to post about what your business is doing. People should be very active in posting on Google My Business, because not only will it show up when people are Googling, the search terms, but it also actually helps Google understand that you are active in the marketplace. They read those posts so they know to have you show up in the right search terms. So this is a free way. Whenever you post something on Instagram or Facebook, you can also post it on Google My Business. And I think that's really important. I've learned the importance of that recently, just because we have started to get leads directly through the map pack.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the Google My Business gives you all this really cool data on here. It shows you people that call you, that visit your website. It shows you who's visiting and doing those different things, what you're ranking for. So this is a very simple, easy way to kind of get started without paying money or hiring a marketing firm. You can just get started using the map pack, and then sometimes we've even had people in less competitive markets get leads right away from the map pack. So it really depends, where you're located, what your competitors are doing, but it's a simple, easy way to get started.
Cool. We can take questions now. We can do a little Q&A. I saw some questions in here. Can we hire your marketing firm? Kelsey, yes. Thanks for all the encouragement there, Kelsey. Okay. Wiley. Did you see that one there, Josh?
Yeah, I'll answer Wiley's question here. How do you feel about outsourcing companies like Lead Geeks, Fast Home Offer, etc.? That's an amazing question, Wiley. Just like probably everyone on here, I know who Lead Geeks is. I know who Fast Home Offer are. Austin and I have physically actually tried a lot of these services because I wanted to compare them to ours. And what I will say is the quality of the lead is a lot lower than if you generate it through your own website. So, when we used Lead Geeks and Fast Home Offer, we were getting leads and I would call them right away. And they weren't bad leads. They were definitely motivated sellers, but they were very confused about why I was calling them versus, the company where they signed up. So a lot of these companies do is they will run marketing or they'll run, PPC to their own landing pages, and the people fill the forms out there, and then they, sell them to you at a premium. So like, Lead Geeks would have their own landing page, they sell it to me. And so I'm calling from 717 home buyers, and this person signed up on a form from, Central PA, whatever. And so there's not really a connection there. What we found is that if they see your brand, they know your brand, they sign up on your site. When you call, they know instantaneously who you are. And that's an amazing factor as far as like just getting the customer to be able to open up, communicate to you, and then make an offer.
Yes, I completely agree. I think these could be a great, bucket to fill for your business to get leads, because we have seen that the leads come through and they're good. But for us personally, where we're at with our business, we're generating enough leads through our website that we're both very happy. I think if we would like to hire more people, we can manage those leads because I need to follow up more with them. But we have seen that they work. So I would suggest, if you have people who can follow up well, that you can get a return on your investment.
Alexander Carson says, how long should we expect before SEO start bringing in leads? That is a great question. I hear this all the time. It's really dependent on your market. If you're in the Austin market, guys, it's very competitive. As I said earlier, we're not going to sugarcoat it. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of money to be made. So there's definitely competition. Now, take Austin, people talk about Austin, they don't always break it down into different areas. So there's always going to be those localized areas that you can compete in. Maybe it's Round Rock, or maybe it's Travis County. So your website should start bringing in leads. If you do SEO right, if you continuously build upon it, we normally see 3 to 6 months. Now that's not every website, but you should start to see organic traffic coming in 3 to 6 months. You should start to see, potentially a lead or two coming at that same time. Awesome. We'll go to the next one. Wiley says, what are the steps to get on the map pack again? So I'm going to post a link here for everybody. Just once again, you type in Google My Business in Google. It's going to come up for you right here. I'll grab this link, and all you have to do is hit Manage Now. When you do that, I'm already logged in, but you're going to have a little thing that says add a location like this. You can type in your business name. It may already be registered. Google may already know kind of that you're there. It may not, but you just fill this profile out, and then they will send a postcard, physical postcard, to your mailing address with a code. Once you get that code, you enter it in the back end and you're good to go. You're on Google My Business. You're eligible for the map pack, and that's it. I'm dropping that link here in the chat as well. All right. Kelsey says, do you work with market leader websites? Yes, we do. We're pretty agnostic when it comes to websites. I have like I said, a marketing agency, so we work with a ton of different website builds. The same principles apply, what we talked about earlier, having easy forms to fill out, having clear call to actions, credibility, all of those things apply. But we do recommend, if you are starting, you're looking for off-market leads, Carrot is the easiest way to go. All right. Is there any other questions that people have on the chat?
What services do you offer, like in full?
Great question. So we offer, our main services are SEO and PPC, as we kind of talked about there. We do have development, I can full development capabilities. We also do offer Facebook retargeting, which is a really good way of getting back in front of people who visited your website. But those are our core main services. for real estate investors. Of course, there's plenty of other things you can do in the marketing world, but we're really focused there because that's where we see the biggest return.
Thank you.
Yep. Question came in, how do y'all feel about Facebook ads? This is a good one. I love Facebook remarketing because I feel like it's one of the cheapest ways to get back in front of your audience. So if someone comes to your website, doesn't fill the form out, and then they go on Facebook later that day, they're scrolling on their feed, and there's a great video of you, saying, hey, stop, I saw you on my website. I just wanted to make you feel comfortable. We're a reputable company. Here's who I am. They see your face. That's an amazing way. It's a very cheap, cost-effective way of getting people to come back and fill the form out. On the front end, if you're doing some cold advertising to people, just to say, in a generic zip code or market, I'm not a huge fan of it because the lead quality, in our opinion, and what we've seen, is not great. People are very finicky when they fill the lead forms out, and they also don't give you great information normally from Facebook. So a lot of people use like their Facebook information. And in Facebook, what a lot of people won't tell you is real estate is a special category. So you're kind of limited to some of your targeting in Facebook when you are in a special category. You can't target based on certain demographics or certain other things like you can normally. So I don't love Facebook ads on the front end. Not to say there's not a place for them. It's just a lot more work and effort, in our opinion, for the return.
I found too with Facebook, because I was the one that was answering the calls and stuff from Facebook ads. Josh is exactly right. It's people who maybe don't totally understand like what you do. They're just like they're not at the moment. We call it in marketing micro moments. On Google, a micro moment is like someone's really focused on, I want to sell my home, and they're Googling that and then they're looking that up. When it's on Facebook, they're scrolling mindlessly, looking at political stuff, and then they see an ad for, we buy homes, and they think, I might want to sell my home at some point. Right. So then they fill it out just so you get their information. They're not super motivated. I will say, I think it's probably about the same amount of money because Facebook ads are cheaper. It's probably about the same amount of money to convert, but you're going to do a lot more work with Facebook ads than Google ads, at least in my opinion, and what I've seen in our business. I think you would probably confirm that, Josh.
Yeah, remember, guys, we're lazy, so I want to sit on my couch and get qualified leads. Yeah. I don't want Austin to be chasing around people on Facebook and tire kickers and say, oh, you might sell your house, and we have he's got 3-4 hours of conversations with a non-qualified lead. I want to be able to have leads come in, qualify them almost instantaneously, and then make that cash offer or make an offer on the property, either on that call or within the next 24 hours. And that's when I think, speed and efficiency there for us is really key in order to get properties under, contract in order for us to close on them quickly. Awesome. All right. Well, is there any more questions? I think we have a couple of minutes here.
This is great stuff, man. I mean, I don't know if anyone has anything else, but extremely valuable information. And it's interesting to see how it translates to our market versus yours, because they're all so different. But I really enjoyed it. I know that it's important. It seems like some people are definitely going to be reaching out to you guys because y'all do offer this to other people. And, we recommend you guys having a good talk with them and building that relationship. And hopefully you don't have 5 people from Austin doing the same thing with you, because that can get a little complex. I'm sure you'd probably only take on 1 client anyways, or I don't know how you would do that. But
yeah. Exclusive. So that's another thing we talk about with people when we do these kind of things. We only take on 1 client in a certain geographical area. So, when you partner with us, we're not selling your leads to other people. We don't want to, compete with other people. It's really a partnership in our area. And now Austin, I know, is a big enough area that people are probably looking in different areas. So we could work something out there. But, if somebody said, I want downtown Austin, and they partner with us, then that's off limits, right? So we're very, very protective of that because, you know, we don't want someone to do that to us in our market if we work with the vendor, and we want to protect your market as well.
Love it. Yeah, smart way to do business. No, I mean, you know, for me, I'm definitely going to stay in touch with you guys, and I'm wanting to make a trip, come meet you guys, and come look at some properties.
Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. You know, and I think that a lot of people, they don't make that extra step, and a lot of times that's what it takes. You know, and if you just think outside the box, like it takes coming to see you and talk in person to just get a little bit of a better relationship, to understand things better, and to see how we can work together. So I'm always preaching on that, but really, really, you know, once again, appreciate y'all's time. Guys, you got to check them out on TikTok. Like I said, not really, but Austin got me there. And Austin, you've been great, man. Josh as well. So, you know, unless anyone has anything else, or Austin or Josh, you guys have any asks or need anything, just let us know. Other than that, man, it's Friday. You know, I'm sure you guys got calls coming in. We all do. Weekends coming up. Get after it and hustle. And thanks again, man. I appreciate everything.
Yeah. Hey, thanks very much for having us. We were super excited to do it, and wasn't expecting to have somebody want to start up services either. Just so that's awesome. And then, okay, but yeah, my TikTok is Real Estate Hacks. That's my username. So you can look up Real Estate Hacks. I like to have fun with it. So, anyways, and I think I just want to conclude with, I think the most important thing for you, if you're new, you have a website, I would seriously start up with Google My Business. Like, do that today. It's free, it's easy, and that's a great way to start converting leads and have Google understand you. Like, if you got anything from this and you were newer, I would definitely do that. So that's probably what I'd conclude on as something important.
Nice.
I'm filling out this Google My Business thing literally right now. It's been on my to-do list for like 2 weeks, and thanks for the final push.
Hey, you're welcome. I think it's super important, and let us know if you get a lead. That'd be awesome.
Definitely. I built and designed a website for myself, and so I'd be curious if you have 5 minutes to take a peek at it sometime. What your thoughts are?
Here, yes, absolutely. Email me the link.
There you go. His email's in the show notes.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Email me the link. I'll take a look at it.
Love it. And hey, just so everyone knows, we are on TikTok as well. Austin pushed us to get on there. And we've got some text systems set up, and in the corner of my screen, I just had somebody texting us, cussing us out. Don't ever, blank text me again, right? So it's like, there's a lot of negativity. I'm sure you guys get it all the time, but you can stay positive and not take it personal and keep going.
Oh, I have so many hater comments. It's ridiculous.
I forget who it was. Somebody was at my house, and somebody told them that they were going to cut their head off. Like, literally said that. Like,
it's crazy.
Some salty dogs out there.
I actually have so many people who have given me hater comments that the hater comments have gotten thousands of likes. That's where I've gotten to. So the haters even have likes. So.
Oh man, well, good stuff, boys. Appreciate it. We really do. And anyone needs anything, holler. Let's get after it. The week is just starting.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.